understands the no contact order, does not, will not be staying with the complaining witness. He is, I believe, at the Detroit Rescue Mission, or he was, so he understands. He will stay out of the facility if necessary. He's taking all the steps that he needs to do to take care of himself and this matter, Your Honor. He understands that he needs to return to court. He understands he'll be on zoomed in right now, Your Honor. I don't believe he's a court, but I'm respectfully asking the court to consider a personal bond.
All right, thank you, counsel. One moment, please. Ms. Conyers, I see you've unmuted. Is there anything that you'd like the court to know in terms of setting bond?
I want, because I've been married to him for over 20 years, okay? And yes, he needs mental health. And I want to go through anger management with him and mediation, because he has to learn to keep his hands to himself, okay? I'm already injured, and I am not gonna be abused by no man. Jail is not going to help him. It's not gonna reform him. He needs counseling, meditation, anger management.
All right, thank you. I appreciate you being here and giving me the information, giving me your perspective on this, which yours is going to be better than mine. All right, so this is charged as a misdemeanor at this time. What I will do is include a no contact order. At this stage, I don't have the ability to order counseling. That will come later. That can come as a condition of probation or whatever once the judge finally disposes of the case, when you get more towards the end. At this time, what I would do is generally set bond and order him to have no contact with you whatsoever. I'm inclined to do that at this time. And then if you want to do counseling with him, you can certainly tell the judge that. The judge can change the conditions of my bond at any time, okay? So at the next court date, if you want to talk to the judge and say, hey, you know, this is where we are, I feel comfortable going to counseling, that's what I want to do. I would like you to lift the no contact, or at least make an exception for the no contact for us to attend counseling together. You can certainly say that to the judge, and the judge will have the ability to do that. You'll be having a court date coming up pretty quickly here where you can say that to the judge, all right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set bond in the amount of $50,000 personal. That means you don't have to pay to get out of jail today, or you're not in jail, so you're not going to go to jail. You don't have to pay any money today. What I am going to do is I'm going to include this no contact provision, which means you can't have any contact with Mrs. Conyers until a judge says otherwise. That means you can't try to call her, you can't try to text her, email her. We're just going to use this as a cooling off period. When you get to the judge, you can ask the judge to do something different if that's what you want to do. All right, but bond at this point is set in the amount of $50,000 personal. There is a no contact provision. That means no verbal contact, no written contact, no contact through third parties or social media. Any attempt at contact will be considered a violation of the conditions of the bond, all right? The next court date is going to be June 21st, so it's just a few weeks away. As I said, at that time, you can certainly ask the judge to revisit the no contact provision. If that's what you would like the judge to do, you can make that known to the court. And you can make it known for what purpose, especially if he's managed to secure some counseling or something by then and they are willing to get some joint sessions going. $50,000 personal. Next court date, June the 21st. It's going to be at 8:30 a.m. It's going to be in front of Judge Garrett. Okay? All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Okay, we've got a couple of other people that have just come in. I'm going to go ahead and let me check my breakout room. One moment. Got Division 1, Floor 8. Okay, and breakout room 2. Attorney Reagan, were you meeting with someone else at Division? You just finished a Division 1 interview? I just want to make sure I'm not confused.
Well, Judge, I did Mr. Bush and Mr. Green at Division 1. We are waiting for 2 young ladies to come to their location. So I would hope if we could do Mr. Bush and Green now, get them out the way, then they can go back and we can bring the young ladies to where they are. I can go back and interview them.
Okay, is Bush is that Dana Bush?
Dana Bush, correct, Your Honor.
Okay, let's do that one. I've got that file right here, which is case number 16061345501, People versus Dana Bush. Okay, counsel.
Judge, good morning. May it please the court. Philip Reagan, P57156, on behalf of Dana Bush. Waive the reading, stand mute. He has been advised of his rights.
Thank you, counsel. Court notes formal reading has been waived and enters a not guilty plea on your client's behalf. This is non-assaultive. It's a failure to pay child support. So I don't have any concern about community safety. Any reason why I should deviate from the 1/4 cash bond?
Judge, he's receiving unemployment, not employed, a lifelong resident again. Judge, his financial situation is such that he can't afford it right now. I'd ask the court to deviate based on good cause. He's trying to get back on his feet. He understands he has to make these payments. His next court date would be August. I'd ask the court for 25% of the arrears in a personal bonds format.
Okay, thank you. Bond is set due to inability to pay. I'm deviating from the statute. Personal bond set in the amount of $6,498. $6,498 personal bond. Next court date is going to be October the 20th of 2021. And of course, it'll be over at Frank Murphy since this is a failure to pay case. All right.
Judge, thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Okay, let me try to find that other file. 1 second. The other one you said is Gray.
Yes, Your Honor. He has two files. Brian Green.
Okay. Mr. Green. Okay. All right. Let's go ahead and call these. The first one I've got is case number 210-578-8501, People versus Brian Green. Officer Crawford, do we have sheets on Mr. Green? Counsel, are we waiving formal reading, standing client mute?
Yes.
Thank you. All right. No formal reading has been waived. Enter a not guilty plea on your client's behalf. Any reason to deviate from the statute on this failure to pay case?
Judge is unemployed, cannot afford to pay any money right now.
All right, thank you. Based upon that inability to pay, I will deviate from the statute. One moment, please. Officer Crawford, this is charged in 2 different cases. Do we have 2 sheets on Mr. Green? We do. Okay, very good. Now, which is which? One moment, please. I just need to look at the total amounts due to try to figure out which number goes with which case. This one is 4,183. This one is, okay. All right. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and acknowledge that I'm also calling case number 210-578-8601. Again, that's People versus Brian Green. Both of these are failure to pay. Counsel, I'm going to take your arguments in terms of inability to pay into account on both cases and set personal bonds in these cases for that reason. On the first case, or in this particular case, I'm setting bond in the amount of $998 personal, $998 personal bond. In the other case, I'm setting bond in the amount of $4,183 personal. All right. In both of these, the next court date is going to be October the 20th, 2021. And again, they'll be over at Frank Murphy since they are failure to pay cases. All right. That'll do it for Mr. Green. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
That one.
You said both October 20th?
Yes, both October 20th. All right, I'll start pulling DDC in here in just a second, everyone.
And I apologize, Your Honor. If I can go in the breakout room, I think they put Mr. Brown on the camera.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Which camera are we on? Is that where you are, Deputy? It says Division 1, Floor 8?
Yes. Yes.
Is he on that camera where you are? Okay, very good. Division 1, Floor 8. Let's see if this works, counsel.
Okay.
I'm gonna put you in room 2. Hopefully they've got an invitation to join room 2. It says they're already there.
I'm gonna close out the other laptop so you won't be confused.
Okay, I'm closing the breakout room too. I'm gonna reopen it so I can make sure you're in the right one. So we've got 3 different breakout rooms going right now. All right. Okay, there's this one. Still waiting for the breakout rooms to close. All right, do I have a final list now?
Yeah.
All right, so I've got Elmer, Elliott. The others that I'm looking for. I'm looking for Stewart, Jones, and Waters.
We do have another attorney on this call.
Okay, hold on 1 second, please. Okay, Mr. Quinn, Mr. Upshaw, and Mr. Reed. I do not have Jason Stewart or James Jones or D'Angelo Waters on the list. I've got my final list. They are not on it.
It was James Stewart. James Stewart.
Oh, okay, thank you. I don't have a Stewart at all on this list.
Okay. Do you guys go again at 2 o'clock? Check back in at
2:30. Yep.
2:30? Okay.
Yep. 2:30. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
Uh-huh. Okay, I've got another attorney on the line. I know, Mr. Hart, you're waiting. I'm going to bring DDC in here right away here. Let me get my breakout room open. Let me add a room here. Oh, Attorney Hall, okay. Are you going to meet with, I don't know who to put in with, there we go. Okay, let's try this. Open those rooms. Okay, you should be have an invitation to go into the breakout room now at Division 1. All right. And then Attorney Hall, I don't have anyone else here by Zoom yet. They were supposed to be about 9 Zoom cases this morning, but no one's here. So I appreciate you being here. Okay, thanks.
No problem. Thanks.
All right. All right. Let's get DDC in here. Call out. 1101. Okay, what am I missing? Because I've got Elliott Elmer on my list, but I don't have a file.
Yeah, to me, those are facts, I think.
Ah, gotcha. Okay. All right, Mr. Hart, we're still waiting on that file.
Elmer, Elliott.
Mm-hmm. Hey, DDC.
Good morning. Good morning, Your Honor.
How are you today?
Doing all right.
All right, this is gonna take a little coordination this morning because I've got files, so file issues. Give me just 1 second so I can tell you who we're ready on. All right, Counselor, are we ready on Dent? Oh, okay, sorry about that. Oh, let me get past all these.
21, Your Honor.
Everyone's been interviewed.
Oh, they've done everybody. Okay, very good. All right, then we're ready to go. Attorney Reagan, were you in the breakout room just now? All right,
No, I was
let me
not,
figure
Judge.
that out.
I could not, I could not talk to anybody.
Oh, I know why. Hold on. Oh, gosh. Okay. I'm sorry, I'm having breakout room issues this morning. I'll get you in there in just 1 second. I had to close them again, and then I'll get you back in. Okay, DDC, they say they are ready to go. on down the list.
Copy that. We can run through our 7. Good.
Yep. Uh-huh.
Gentlemen, keep it down. If you're not listening.
Although this is going to be an issue because I don't have files. Hopefully I'll have them in a minute. Hi, what's your name, sir, at the DDC?
Sean.
All right, give me 1 second, please.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, let me get attorney room in there. And then we've got, see, this is not working. Oh, good grief.
Your Honor, this is the business.
Yes.
We were placed in a breakout room, but no one ever joined.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to do it again. You're getting ready to get another invitation, I think.
Okay, thank you.
Go ahead and join that one. They should be there now. For some reason, I've ended up in the breakout room. Because he can't. Okay. All right. You guys are able to see and hear me over at DDC. Okay. I'm sorry at DDC. Tell me your name one more time, please, sir.
Deshawn.
Okay. Attorney Reagan, you're still not seeing an invite to a breakout room?
No, I'm not, Your Honor.
What is going on? You should be there. Try. You don't see it. Do you see it now?
You know what, Judge? On the Polycom, I don't have that capability. You just put me in. Either I go in or you take me out, but I don't have a thing where I can control going in or out on Polycom.
It's not. I'm trying to just put you in, but it's not putting you in. All right, I gotta close all the rooms again and try to start over.
Go back in.
Don't go anywhere, DDC. Sorry. Okay, I'm really sorry. DDC. Are you Mr. Polk, sir? Tell me your name one more time. Hi.
Deshawn Finley.
Okay. I don't have your files. Oh, okay. I'm getting more files now. One moment. I'm getting more files.
That's Elmer Elliott.
Okay. Yes. Add a room. Okay. Assign. Attorney room. Assign. Division 1, floor 8. Open. This is Attorney Reagan. I don't know what's going on. We might have to ask Attorney Hall to come back in and use wherever she is to go into the interview because I keep trying to put you in the breakout room and it's just not working. It's not okay. Allowing me to put you in the breakout room.
Okay.
See, I'm putting in automatically. Division 1 keeps ending up in the breakout room, but you're not going. I don't know why.
Let me try. I'm gonna try something else, Your Honor.
Okay.
The Zoom thing.
All right, a little disorganized here this morning. So I don't have that file. Boy. All right, DDC, I'm sorry. I don't have files on some cases yet. I didn't realize that. Could you get Elmer Elliott for me? Mr. Elliott has retained counsel waiting, and I do have that file. And I'm sorry, sir. We'll bring you back up as soon as I get your file.
Just take a seat in the whole thing. Elliott.
Who was that guy? Who was that guy?
Burton, please.
Right here. Yes.
Okay, good morning. And Attorney Hart, we've got Mr. Elliott here, I presume. Sir, what's your name, please?
Elmer Ward Elliott.
Thank you. All right, Mr. Elliott. This is case number 19057455801, People State of Michigan versus Elmer Elliott. Counsel.
Good morning, Your Honor. Mark Hart appearing on behalf of Mr. Elliott. Judge, we would waive formal reading of the complaint, ask the court to enter a plea of not guilty. And
thank you, counsel. Court notes formal reading has been waived. Will enter a not guilty plea on your client's behalf. Any argument as to bond?
Judge, this is an entirely non-assaultive event. This was a not in custody warrant. When we found out about it, Mr. Elliott turned himself in. He's no flight risk. He has no violent history.
All right, thank you. It is non-assaultive. I see no history before me that causes me any concern about community safety. Doesn't sound like he's a flight risk. This happened in 2019. It is a property crime. For all of these reasons, I am going to set a personal bond in the amount of $10,000, $10,000 personal bond. The next court date on this is going to be June the 21st. June 21st, it'll be in front of Judge Archer. There's to be no contact with Greektown Casino during the course of the bond. Of course, you can't go there. All right? Thank you. 10,000 personal.
Thank you, Your Honor. Have a good
All right. Nice to see you back, Attorney Reagan. Thank you. Let's try this again.
Okay.
Sorry, Division 1. I'm trying with these breakout rooms today. They're giving me a problem. All right. Reagan, Division 1. All right, let's try it again, Attorney Reagan. Okay, there we go, finally. Okay. Attorney Upshaw, are you still there? Hello?
Yes, I am.
Okay, I want to make sure you heard me when I said I don't have James Jones on my list.
Okay, so he won't be in this morning? And I can log off?
Yes, yeah. Hopefully he'll be on by this afternoon. We'll be back on at 2:30.
And thank you for notifying me, Your Honor.
Sure, thank you. Does Guy have 2 files? Hold on, I found this one. DDC, would it help if I tell you which files I have? Yes. Okay, so I've got Dorian Guy. Let me make sure that I'm looking at all DDC cases. Yep, okay, I've got Dorian Guy. Then I've got Finley. I've got Guy and Finley. Do I have Carter? I don't. Yep, I've got Carter. So I've got Guy, Finley, and Carter. Looking for Brown. I've got Brown. I don't know if that's male or female.
You sure you got Jordan Brown? You got a couple of them on the docket.
No, thank you. I have a LaSharon. I have a LaSharon Brown or LaSharon Brown. Where's that one? What's going on there?
Division 1.
That's a Division 1? Oh, gotcha. Okay, thank you. All right, so I know I have Guy and Finley and Carter. We can do those. I've got, don't have that one yet. Don't have that one yet. Where's Burton, Elliott? All right, those are the 3 I'm ready on at this point.
Finley. Oh. Stay in the same spot.
Hi, what's your name, please?
Deshawn Finley, good morning, ma'am.
Good morning. Mr. Finley, one moment, please. Counsel, are you aware that there's a capias in this case?
Yes, Your Honor, this is a 1998 matter for Mr. Finley.
Okay.
And, Your Honor, he was arrested after a traffic stop and
So, I mean, it's not a matter of whether I feel like he's deserving of bond at this point because there's a cash capias on the case. Has anyone spoken to anybody about my having the authority to change this capias?
we are still working on it, Your Honor.
Okay. I mean, this was signed by some judge in 1998. I would think that whomever it's going to go before would probably be okay with a personal bond. It's assigned to Judge Jefferson at this point, which means you can talk to Judge Jefferson or you can talk to the chief of the criminal.
And Your Honor, the issue is that Judge Jefferson has indicated to our office that he will not entertain any, changing any KPS bonds to personal bonds unless, it was in front of her again at a PPP, so she's not going to be entertaining any of that. So I believe might be able to reach Judge King, but when it's in front of Judge Jefferson has, told us.
All right, well, that is unfortunately, that's her decision. I mean, I can't alter it. It would be, is she aware that this is not a case where she set the bond? That this is from 1998?
And Your Honor, my colleagues are working on it, so I would have to either step away or just send a quick message to give you the answer of where they've reached so far.
Okay, I mean, I think it'd be worth making sure she knows that this bond was set in 1998. It wasn't a bond that she set initially as a capias. All right. So I guess we're going to have to wait on Mr. Finley. I'm sorry. We're going to have to push him to the back. I don't have an answer on Mr. Finley. Sorry about that, DDC. Who do I have over at Division 1, Attorney Reagan? Who's at Division 1? Hi, Mr. Campbell. I see you're on the screen. Stand by, Mr. Campbell. Okay, you are Mr. Brown, Sharon Brown. Okay, thank you. And who do I have at DDC, please? Who's in front of the camera at DDC?
Devon Lamar Carter.
Okay, thank you. And then Mr. Campbell, stand by one moment. I'm going to do Mr. Carter, then we'll get to Mr. Brown. On Mr. Carter, you've missed court dates in a number of what we call traffic misdemeanor matters. When that happened, the judges assigned to those cases issued warrants and they set bonds. We'll set the warrants aside today, so they're not following you anymore. You will get personal bonds on the tickets, but I need to tell you what they are. They're technically all misdemeanors. That means that the maximum possible penalty you face is up to 93 days in jail and or a $500 fine. Doesn't mean that's what will happen in your case. That's the maximum possible penalty for most misdemeanors in the state, including the assaultive type. So these are relatively minor. You have the right to remain silent right now. Anything you say is being recorded and could be used against you in the future. You also have the right to an attorney on future proceedings on these tickets. If you can't afford an attorney, one will be provided for you on or before your next court date. All right? One moment, please. We've got quite a few of these. Oh my gosh. There's a lot of these. I'm sorry, I'm having a sign on all of these tickets, sir, so just give me a minute. All right, let's start going through these. The first ticket is ticket number U471074-18. Government says that on what date? That on September 29th of 2018 in the area of Grand River and Graydale that you violated the city's controlled substance code because you had a clear baggie of weed type substance. All right. You get a personal bond on that ticket. Next one is ticket number 527165. Government alleges here that on September the 19th, 2019, you didn't have an operator's license on your person. You had an unregistered or unlicensed motor vehicle, and you didn't have insurance. On that one, you've got a personal bond. On ticket number 482781, they say on September 29th, 2018, in the area of Grand River and Graydale, that you didn't have an operator's license in your possession and you didn't have insurance. On personal bond on that ticket, 347643, they say that on August 31st, 2017, in the area of Puritan and Rutherford, that you didn't have an operator's license. Personal bond on that ticket. On 347349, they say on August 19th, 2017, at 7 Mile and Evergreen, you did not have a license and you had an unregistered motor vehicle. On that one, you've got a personal bond. On ticket number 287227, government alleges that on August 1st, 2016, in the area of Mark Twain and 6 Mile, you didn't have an operator's license, drove an uninsured motor vehicle, and didn't have registration on your vehicle. Personal bond. Ticket number 155577069. They say on November 22nd, 2015, you allowed an unlicensed driver to drive your vehicle. On that one, you've got a personal bond. On ticket number 173814111, they allege that on August the 16th of 2017, in the area of Orchard and Bentler, that you drove while your license was not valid or with an improper license. You got a personal bond on that one. On ticket number P1028989, they allege that on October 1st, 2019, you didn't have insurance, drove while your license was suspended, and drove an unregistered or untitled vehicle. On that one, you've got a personal bond. Ticket number P1014035, they allege that on August 7th, 2019, in the area of Hubble and Curtis, you drove without ever having acquired a driver's license. Personal bond. Ticket number P737897, they allege that on October 17th, 2017, in the area of 7 Mile and Hubble, that you failed to display a valid operator's license or didn't have it on your person and didn't have insurance. Personal bond. On ticket number P910114, they allege that on August 28, 2017, you drove an unregistered or untitled vehicle and failed to display a valid operator's license or didn't have it on your person. On that one, you've got a personal bond. Ticket number P510639, they allege that on December 27, 2015, in the area of eastbound Santa Clara and Fielding, you didn't have insurance and you failed to display an operator's license, didn't have on your person, personal bond. Ticket number X3409804, they allege on January 28, 2019, you didn't have an operator's license on your person and you didn't have, you were unlawfully using a license plate. There, you've got a personal bond. And finally, on ticket number X3272402, they allege that on February 4th, 2018, at the area of McNichols and Grand River, you didn't have an operator's license. You had been cited for that multiple times. On that one, personal bond. All right, that is all of your tickets. All of these, you have the same court date in front of the same judge, July 1st, 2021. You're going to be in front of Judge Robbins. Let me tell you, sir, I'm inclined on this next matter that you have before me to almost always give a personal bond. This all suggests that you don't come back to court. And that's one of the things that I have to weigh when I'm setting bonds. So you're getting a shot at this. July 1st, 2021, in front of Judge Robbins, you'll have an attorney to help you resolve all these tickets. Do not miss your court date, because I guarantee you, I can almost 100% guarantee you that the next magistrate you're in front of in this kind of way is not going to be so understanding. You have to go to court. This next case is case number 210-584-2401, People of the State of Michigan versus Devon Lamar Carter Counsel. Thank you, counsel. Court notes formal reading has been waived. Interest in not guilty plea on your client's behalf. I'm noting this is a non-assaultive offense. I have no prior felony convictions in front of me. I don't have a concern about community safety here. As I addressed with Mr. Carter, my concern is his flight risk, the fact that he does not appear to come back to court. Anything you'd like to say about bond here?
He does live with his sister. He has 2 kids, ages 1 and 3, so he's very involved in their life. Lifelong resident of Michigan. Don't believe he's going anywhere. He is 24. He understands what will happen if he misses his next court date. Wants to take care of this. Does not want the felony on his record with no fires. He knows that the only way to beat and fight this case is to make it to his next court date. So I'm respectful, I think the court to consider a personal one.
All right, thank you. All right, I'm going to set bond in this case, the amount of $1,500 personal. I am giving a personal bond, all right? Your next court date is going to be August 4th in front of Chief Judge William McConico. After that, it will be August 11th in front of Judge Jones. You've got that August 4th date because they're going to look and see if there's anything they can do to work with you. So don't miss court, okay? Don't miss this chance. Get these things straightened out. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, let's go to Mr. Brown, please, which is case number 2004541701, People of the State of Michigan versus Sharon Brown. Counsel.
Deliberated on behalf of Mr. Brown, waive the reading, stand mute. He's been advised of his rights, Your Honor.
Thank you, counsel. Court notes formal reading has been waived and enters a not guilty plea on your client's behalf. I'm noting that the date of the offense here is June 9th of 2020, so almost a year ago at this time. So there's been a significant cooling off period in this case. In terms of community safety, I'm not seeing a risk to community safety unless there are any other pending cases between this defendant and the complainant. Do you know whether there are?
Not to my knowledge, Judge. He has a receiving and concealing case. He's in the county for a tether violation. He just got a personal bond on that. He's got some medical issues that don't allow him to work, Your Honor. He does live with his mother in the city of Detroit, so he has ties here. He's not going anywhere. Doesn't have contact with Michelle Taylor, so that won't be an issue. I'd ask for personal bond, Judge.
Okay, thank you. $1,500 personal. I'm setting it. Usually I would set the personal bond higher because of the no contact order, because it's been a whole year and I don't see anything else before me. I'm going to set this one at $1,500 personal. There is a no contact order, though, of course. Sir, there is to be no contact with the complainant, Michelle Taylor. That means no verbal contact, no written contact, no contact through third parties or social media. Any attempt to even contact her would be considered a violation of the conditions of your bond and could land you back there in the jail, okay? So no contact or attempted contact with Ms. Taylor. Next court date on this case is going to be June the 21st. That's going to be in front of Judge Garrett. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge. We do have Kimberly Daniels, an attorney. You haven't spoken to her yet? And that's our last person.
You're saying Ms. Daniels needs to be interviewed?
Yes.
Okay, stand by one moment, please. Mr. Campbell, I've got a Dwayne Campbell. Hi, are you here on a Zoom arraignment today, sir? You are. All right. Yeah. Can I stick you in with Mr. Well, we'll let you do Ms. Daniels so we can get Division 1 off. Mr. Campbell, you'll be meeting with the attorney in a breakout room right after that. Just stand by one moment, please. And DDC, I'm coming to you now. One moment.
Okay.
Need a new room. Division 1, are you able to just rejoin that breakout room and Attorney Reagan, or do I need to close it out again?
Let me see. I think I can join, Judge.
I don't have information, Judge.
I can join it.
Let me check.
All right, let's see.
Okay, is it breakout room 6, Judge?
Yes. Yeah, okay, you can go ahead into breakout room 6. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm joining it now.
Okay, thank you. All right, Mr. Campbell, right after the attorney finishes there, he's going to be on with you. Stand by, please. And at DDC, who do I have, please?
Dorian Guy.
I can't hear.
Dorian Guy.
Oh, Mr. Guy. Okay, thank you, Mr. Guy. All right. This is case number 210-447-1501, People of the State of Michigan versus Dorian Guy. Counsel.
Mr. Sharon, on behalf of the defendant, Mr. Guy, who waives formal reading, understands his constitutional rights and stands due.
Thank you, counsel. The court notes formal reading has been waived and enters a not guilty plea on your client's behalf. Do you have an argument as to bond?
Your Honor, my client is 29 years old. He has no priors to my knowledge. He's a lifelong resident of Detroit. He is self-employed doing home improvement, not on probation or parole. He, Your Honor, will be staying with his grandmother. He has her support. He's got great family ties with her. He also has provided us with her address and all of her contact information as well as I am respectfully asking the court to consider a personal bond. Your Honor, he does not have any priors again, and I don't have any previous history, and he will not be staying with the complaining witness.
Thank you. What's the relationship between the complaining witness and the defendant?
It is his uncle and they were living together.
Thank you. Any other pending cases between the two of them?
Not that I am aware of. Your Honor. Mr. Guy, this is your attorney speaking. Can you hear me?
Let me tell you what's concerning me here. Number one, what this has to do, they were called initially to a home invasion as it was described. They found the screen to the kitchen door ripped. They went and did a walk around, allegedly. They heard arguing. At this time, they said the offender was at the front of the house and stated that this was his house and he was supposed to be there. The victim came to the front of the house and stated the offender was already arrested on May 21st for assaulting him, which is now included in this packet, and then stated on May 25th, after gaining entry, the offender punched and choked him. So that is concerning me, that there was an initial arrest for assault, and then the defendant allegedly went back just a few days later, came and broke into the house, and then punched and choked the complainant. They then transported him to the DDC where he blew a .35 on the PDT, such that they had to take him to the hospital because at that point his blood alcohol level was so high. Go ahead. One moment, please. The other thing that concerns me is, you know, there's talk of someone not having anywhere else to go, you know. Let his uncle move in with him. He let his uncle move in with him because he had nowhere else to go.
And that's correct, Sharon. I was trying to indicate to the court that this address and the location of this house is my client's, and my client did allow his uncle to live with him.
I'm just not really sure what to do about this. I mean, there's an arrest on 521 because he admits that he hit him upside his head, the uncle. And then on 525, because he's not supposed to be there, and I can understand being upset that you're being given a no contact order and that can't go back to your own house. But I mean, it's you know, he, according to this report, says, well, I didn't hit him when I went in. I didn't choke him, but I did break in because the doors were locked. Which, okay, it's his own house, which is why it's not charged as a home invasion. And then he goes in and tackles him, it says. So I don't see any resulting injuries. I don't see any resulting injuries here, which, you know, is something that I'm considering. But I am concerned about the ongoing nature of this case and how we gain control over this situation if he's just going to keep on going back to the house and, you know, assaulting somebody because he's upset about what's going on here. I don't really know.
And Your Honor, he is going to be staying with his grandmother. We did, my colleagues had a conversation with Mr. Guy. Mr. Guy understands what will happen if he violates the court order, so he understands no contact order. And Mr. Guy will be staying at his grandmother's, his grandmother will not be residing to that address, even though it is his house. He understands that he has to wait until the case is completely over. And he is told that he is allowed to go back to that house, Your Honor. So I respectfully ask the court to give him a chance here and allow him a personal bond.
All right, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to set a personal bond in the amount of $100,000, but I'm going to require a GPS tether, and there is going to be home confinement. I I am going to use the next court date, the earlier court date, since I am going to put him on home confinement so that he can get in there and talk to the judge about what's going on here and see if they want to lift that. All right. So this is going to be a $100,000 personal bond. He is going to be on GPS tether with full home confinement. The next court date will be June 4th of 2021, so not long. And that's going to be in front of Judge Garrett.
What's GPS doing? Ankle bracelet. I can't have my ankle bracelet on. I can't have my ankle bracelet because I got a job at home where I ain't gonna really stay with somebody.
All right, did you hear that?
Yeah, I heard what you said, but I ain't gonna be able to have no tether on.
Mr. Garrett, please do not say anything. This is being recorded. It's on YouTube. It's live. Anything you say can be used against you. You just got a personal bond in a very early court date. So please do not say anything that is going to mess that up. Okay, that's for your own protection.
So it sounds like he's telling me he cannot wear a tether, and I just want to make sure is that a question about the bond? Is a tether not possible given the location that he's going to? Do you want to just bardeer him about that, about whether or not he's has phone access or what his issue is, or you want to just leave as is?
Mr. Guy, you are going to be staying at your grandmother's, correct?
Yeah, that's my grandmother. Rather, that's her address, but I'm not going to be like actually just staying there because she got kids to stay there already. I ain't going to stay there actually like every day. I got to go to work.
All right, Mr. Guy, the court is releasing you on a personal bond with a GPS tether.
All right. You'll have to take that up with the judge at your next court date on June 4th. All right. It's coming right up. You'll have a court date coming right up. You can tell the judge if you're having a problem with the home confinement. But for now, you are going to stay at your grandmother's house or you'll be in violation of the bond. $100,000 personal GPS tether with full home confinement. Next court date, June the 4th. We're going to do June the 4th in this one in front of Judge Garrett. Okay. Thank you. With the no contact order, no verbal contact, no written contact, no contact with third parties or social media. Through third parties or social media with Patrick Guy. And unfortunately, you cannot go back to that Shaftesbury address until a judge says otherwise. All right. Thank you. Please make a note of the date, Madam Clerk. I did use the cash bond date on that one. Thank you. All right. We have Ms. Daniels. Ms. Daniels is case number 2005-632-301, People versus Kimberly Ann Daniels. Counsel, there's a $10,000 cash surety bond in this case requesting a competency hearing is that she failed to appear for the competency hearing. Are you aware of that?
I was not, Your Honor.
So these are felonies, and unless you've got permission from the judge for me to change that $10,000 cash surety, I don't have the authority to do that. It was set by Judge King on January 11th, 2021. So during the pandemic, that was a factor already accounted for, presumably in setting the bond. And these are, I've got an assaultive offense here. So,
Judge, can you give me 10 seconds?
Sure. Thank you. Okay, DDC, I think I have all the files now.
Say your name. Jordan Brown.
Okay. All right. Yep, Mr. Brown. Case number, Mr. Brown, you've got a couple of traffic misdemeanor matters where you miss court dates. When you miss those court dates, the judge is assigned to the court, to the case, issued warrants, they set bonds. We're going to set the warrants aside today so they're not following you around anymore. You'll get a personal bond on the ticket. All right. It is technically a misdemeanor. That means the maximum possible penalty you face is up to 93 days in jail and or a $500 fine. Doesn't mean that's what will happen in your case. You do have the right to remain silent. Anything you say could be used against you in the future because you're being recorded. You also have the right to an attorney on future proceedings on this ticket. If you can't afford one, one will be assigned to you on or before your next court date. The ticket is ticket number P1108901. Here, the government alleges that on August the 27th of 2020 in the area of Greenfield and Finkel that you failed to display a valid operator's license or didn't have it on your person, and you drove an unregistered or untitled vehicle. And this ticket, your next court date is going to be July 1st, 2021 in front of Judge Williams. And as I said, you do have a personal bond on it. Then we'll call your case number 2004-508-201, People of the State of Michigan versus Jordan William Brown. Counsel.
Mr. Sharon, we have to defend Mr. Brown, who is formal reading, understands the constitutional rights and stands to you.
Thank you, counsel. Court knows formal reading has been waived. Enters a not guilty plea on your client's behalf. I do note that this is charged as a misdemeanor. It is over a year old at this point. And so we've got quite a bit of age to the case. Is your client a resident of this area?
He is, Your Honor, a lifelong resident.
Are you aware of whether there are any other pending cases between this defendant and the complainant?
I am not, Your Honor, and I'm also aware that there are no assaultive tires or anything like that, Your Honor. He does live with his mom and has her support as well.
Okay, thank you. All right. So I'm going to set a personal bond in this case in the amount of $100,000. That means you don't have to pay to get out of jail today, sir. You don't have to pay. The only way you're going to trigger that very high monetary amount I've attached to personal bond is if you violate my no contact order. You're not to have any contact whatsoever or attempted contact with the complainant at this time with Sierra Rollins. That means no verbal contact, no written contact, no contact through third parties or social media. Any attempt at contacting her will be considered a violation of the conditions of the bond. I should say that the other way that you could trigger the monetary amount attached to this personal bond is by missing your next court date. So make sure that you don't do that. The next court date is going to be June 21st. June 21st in front of Judge Garrett. All right, thank you.
Yeah, I know. What was this court date for his traffic?
Traffic date is, one moment. What'd I do with that? Traffic date is July 1st, July 1st.
Thank you.
Thank you. You ready on Daniel's counsel? Not yet. Okay. I want to put you in a breakout room with Mr. Campbell then. To the deputy at Division 1, we're waiting because there's a capias in the case. We're waiting to hear back from the judge. Please hang tight just a moment. Mr. Campbell, if you're still with me, I'm going to go ahead and put you in a breakout room with counsel. So go ahead and re-enter breakout room 6 when you're ready. Thank you. Who do I have at DDC?
Michael Collins.
All right, Mr. Collins. This is case number, we don't need, you guys just stay with me over at Division 1. Just stay here in the main session for now, please. As soon as we're ready, as soon as I have more information on the case, I'll be right back to you. This is, thank you, case number 210-581-3401. People of the state of Michigan versus Michael Collins. Counsel.
Mr. Sharon, on behalf of the defendant, Mr. Collins, who is formal reading, understands the constitutional rights and stands to you.
Thank you, counsel. Court notes formal reading has been waived. Enters a not guilty plea on your client's behalf. You have any argument as to bond?
Mr. Collins is 60 years old, Your Honor. Lifelong resident of Michigan. No priors to my knowledge. Is a high school graduate from college. Is employed at Villa in the Park. I believe he is a nurse. Mr. Collins, can you please just verify what you do at Villa in the Park? I just want to make sure. It's a nursing home, correct?
Yes, I'm an environmental technician.
He has 3 adult children. This incident appears to be from November 23rd, 2020. I have not seen that he's ever arraigned or any case history.
All right, thank you, counsel. I am somewhat familiar with the investigator's report in this case. I did take the probable cause testimony in this case, and I've reviewed the report. I will say that, and that I was definitely convinced that there was probable cause for the charge here, and so I'm taking that into account as I deal with the bond, which in this case is going to be a remand. This is a charge of homicide in the 2nd degree, given the information in the investigator's report indicating that there were matching footprints, bloody footprints found at the scene, that there was perhaps some kind of a dispute here that led to the death. I am going to remand here because I think there is a danger to the community based upon that information. I do need to say that Mr. Collins also has a traffic misdemeanor ticket, which, of course, the maximum possible penalty on that ticket is up to 93 days in jail and or a $500 fine. He does have the right to counsel. He'll have counsel on future proceedings on this ticket, which is ticket number U167928814. Alleging that on March 28th of 2014 in the area of 7 Mile and Gratiot that he failed to display a valid license. That one he had already started dealing with because it's set for a review hearing. The next hearing is going to be in front of Judge Robbins on July 1st, 2021. July 1st, 2021. All right. Thank you.
What's the court date?
Oh, next court date. I'm sorry. Next court date on the homicide is going to be looks like June 14th. June 14th is the probable cause conference and preliminary. That's for 8:30 a.m. Preliminary examination is set for June 21st at 1:30 p.m. Both of those are in front of Judge Jefferson. All right. Thank you. Okay.
Keep your mask over your nose.
Samuel Burton.
Okay, Mr. Burton, thank you. And then we'll get, after Mr. Burton, then we'll go to you, Mr. Reagan. All right. On Mr. Burton, we do have a $25,000 cash surety capias that was set on May 11th of 2021. So just recently by Judge Jefferson. I'm going to assume, given her statements to you, that she's going to want to keep this one since it's a capias that she set fairly recently. But all right, this is case number 2006113801, People of State of Michigan versus Samuel Burton. All right. Counsel, we waiving formal reading and standing mute?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. We're going to waive formal reading, stand your client mute. In terms of bond, this case was set for exam on May 11th of 2021 in front of Judge Jefferson. When the defendant failed to appear on that date, the judge issued a cash surety bond, which I do not have the authority to change unless you're going to tell me that he was continuously incarcerated at the time he was to appear in court. All right, thank you. All right, so in this case, I must set the bond as it was set by Judge Jefferson at $25,000 cash surety. This is a $25,000 cash surety bond. The next court date on this case is going to be June the 10th. After that, court will be, preliminary examination is set for June 17th. Both of these will be in front of Judge Jefferson at 8:30 a.m. He is not to purchase or possess any firearms or other dangerous weapons during the course of this bond. All right, thank you. All right, who you ready, Mr. Reagan?
Judge, I'm ready on Dwayne Campbell.
All right, let's get Mr. Campbell going, which is case number 210-571-4101, People State of Michigan versus Dwayne Darryl Campbell. Counsel.
Prayed on behalf of Mr. Campbell, waive the reading, stand mute. Mr. Campbell has been advised of his rights, Your Honor.
Thank you, counsel. Court notes formal reading has been waived and enters a not guilty plea on your client's behalf. I do note that this is a non-assaultive offense and there are no prior convictions in front of me, assaultive or otherwise. I do not have a concern about community safety. Is Mr. Campbell a resident of the area?
Judge, I'm sorry. My client's 28 years of age, does home health care for his mom. She's 70 years of age, lifetime resident of Detroit, lives in the city, high school graduate. I'd ask for personal bond.
All right, thank you. Doesn't sound like he's a flight risk, and I see no risk to the community. I'm setting personal bond in this case in the amount of $1,500. The next court date is going to be August the 4th in front of Chief Judge William McConico. After that, the preliminary examination is set for August 11th, or another court date in August 11th in front of Judge Archer. It's not to purchase or possess any firearms or other dangerous weapons during the course of the bond. Thank you. All right, thank you, Mr. Campbell. Did you hear your next court date, sir? August the 4th in front of Judge McConico.
August 4th.
Thank you. Very good.
Thank you.
All right, take care, sir. Thank you.
Your Honor, we did get an answer back from the Jefferson on Finley, and it's still no.
Okay.
You want Finley in there?
I apologize, Your Honor.
Yeah, we'll take Mr. Finley. And what was that, Mr. Reagan?
Because I apologize. I was just trying to check.
Okay. All right, what's your name, sir, over at DDC, please? All right, Mr. Finley. All right, this is case number 980-672-2001, People's State of Michigan versus Deshawn Finley. We're recalling this case. We previously waived formal reading and stood your client mute. So you still doing that? All right, thank you. And then we discussed that the judge back in 1998 on this non-assaultive offense did set a KPS bond in the amount of $5,000 cash when a court date was missed. That case is now before a different judge who has denied the authority to adjust that to a personal bond. I do not have the authority to change it, although I would be inclined to, given the date, given the fact that I think we need to be considering the pandemic in setting bond. I'm making a record of that, and that this is non-assaultive, but I don't have the authority to do that. So right now I'm setting the bond at $5,000 cash. One moment, please. What I am going to do is I'm going to use the earlier court date in this case. So we're going to use the court date of June 10th to get him back in front of the judge as quickly as possible. So June 10th, and then that's the probable cause conference. Then preliminary examination will be set for June 17th. June 17th, okay? But I have to keep the bond as it is because I don't have the authority to change it, which is $5,000 cash at this time. All right, Mr. Finley, I'm sorry I don't have the authority to change your bond to a personal bond. It's set at $5,000 cash. It's going to be in front of Judge Jefferson, June 10th. Thank you. Oh, okay. Hold on one second. I just got a note on that case. Can you give that back, please? Anybody know the number for Judge Jefferson's courtroom?
It's right.
It is 2407.
2407. Thank you. 524.
Yes,
The call cannot be completed at time.
Why can't it be completed? I'm not getting any answer there. All right. I got a note saying that the clerk said I could call up on that 1998 case given the age of it. Was that conveyed to them when you spoke to them that it was from 1998?
Yes.
All right, thank you. All right, I'm gonna hold the file for just a minute and see if I get any.
All of them went up there too.
Thank you. All right. got a Darryl Polk that says he's at Division 1.
Well, just got another call.
Okay, maybe that's it. And are we all to females at this point? Zoom. All right, DDC, are we ready to go to the female side? I'm sorry. Autry. Looks like it. Okay, all right, I'll see you guys on the female side.
What females? We don't have any females for clerk.
Oh, I have a Gianna Wilson, or Wilson Gianna? It is? Okay, it's not. Okay, that's a Zoom. What about Tatanisha Tyus? That's Zoom. Okay, you're right. I don't have any. Looks like we are done for now. We're still trying with Mr. Finley. I'm sorry.
No,
we're trying to do something. Yeah, it's set as it is for now because I couldn't reach the clerk, but I'll do what I can before the 2:30 docket. If I'm able to get any change, I certainly will. All right. Thank you.
Come on, man.
All right. So then I have Ms. Daniels, but I still don't have, and I have Mr. Polk. Lots of no-shows on Zoom today. I'll try calling on Finley again since I'm sitting here. Ms. Daniels, I'm just waiting for the attorney to come back in and tell me if he's been able to get anything done with the judge.
Okay.
Hey, Mr. Reagan. So I've got Ms. Daniels, and then I've got a Darryl Polk that's supposed to be at Division 1. Did you speak with Mr. Polk?
Mr. Polk is at Division 2. I just spoke with Mr. Polk, Judge, and he's also, we're ready to go on Mr. Polk. He's at Division 2. They should be calling in right now.
Okay, I'll watch for that. And still nothing on Ms. Daniels?
No, Judge. Still waiting on that one.
Okay. All right, looks like we've got Division 2 here, so we'll do Mr. Polk. Hello, Mr. Polk. Are you able to hear me, sir? Hi, what's your name?
Luther Polk.
All right, this one has a KPS counsel of $500, 10%, so that one's just $50. All right, this is case number 2004-511-001, People State of Michigan versus Darryl Luther Polk, counsel.
We'll break it on behalf of Mr. Polk. Waive the reading, stand mute. Mr. Polk has been advised of his rights.
Thank you, counsel. Court notes formal reading has been waived. Enters a not guilty plea on your client's behalf. As I said, a judge has already set a KPS in this case in the amount of $500, 10%. I'm not inclined to second guess that unless you have some reason that I should, and that you want to try to do some. Okay.
Judge, I just want to say, my client, Judge, he has a matter he's on tethered for now. He's just awaiting. This case is over a year old. Judge Bryan, I believe, was given the court permission to do either or to set the matter at personal bond and or use their discretion to set a low bond. So I'd ask for personal bond, Judge. He's got a girlfriend and kids.
Okay.
He's done.
All right. And Judge Bryan, quite frankly, Judge Bryan has been very clear that outside of exceptional circumstances, she does want personal bonds in her cases. So I don't think there's anything particularly exceptional here that would indicate that we should have a a cash bond here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to convert this to a personal bond. I'm going to make it a $500 personal bond, okay? Because there is a KPS, I'm going to use this earlier court date of June 18th, so it's not hanging out there so long. So it's going to be a $500 personal bond. The next court date is going to be on June 18th in front of Judge Bryant. During the course of the bond, there is to be no contact or attempted contact with the complainant, Clifford Morris. That means no verbal contact, no written contact, no contact through third parties or social media. Any attempt at contacting that individual would be considered a violation of the conditions of the bond, okay? So $500 personal. Next court date is June 18th, 2021, in front of Judge Bryant. All right, thank you. All right, that one I did utilize the cash court date because of the KPS. All right, Mr. Polk, thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Personal bond, thank you. All right, thank you, counsel. All right, so we need to move forward with Ms. Daniels because this is the last thing on the docket. You're muted. Oh, you know that probably.
Oh, we're closed that day.
Well, isn't it written on there?
Yes, it was written on the calendar that they gave the date. We can just do 7. Well, should I make it before or after? If you want
Before.
June 17th. I'll leave it called the June 2. You have June 2. You have June 2. I don't have any.
Judge, I'm sorry, I just got word on Miss Daniels.
All right, what is the word?
You can have a personal bond with a tether. Now, she's already waiting for a tether now for another matter, Judge. So I don't know how that would work. She just posted a cash bond on another matter she's in there on and is awaiting tether for that case. She had a 10% bond with GPS tether on another matter. She posted. Judge King has given the court permission to set her bond a personal bond with a GPS tether. So,
all right, thank you. Then that's what we'll do. Recalling case number 2005-632-301, People versus Kimberly and Daniels. Did you waive formal reading, stand client mute? Sorry.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. So we'll do that. Court notes formal reading has been waived. We'll stand your client mute. Judge King set a capias in this case on January 11th of 2021. He set it at $10,000 cash surety. Counsel, sounds like your statements here on the record are that he has given me the permission to convert that to a $10,000 cash bond. Personal bond, so sorry. $10,000 personal bond, but he is going to require a GPS tether. Was there any discussion of curfew or anything on the GPS?
There was not any discussion, Judge. I apologize. I know my client is 7 months pregnant. She's a high-risk pregnancy, but he did not say anything about a curfew. He just wanted her to have a tether.
Okay, so I'm going to do this with no curfew given her pregnancy. And also just given that the main point of this is because she missed a court date. So we really want to keep track. It's just a matter of tracking. All right, so $10,000 personal bond, GPS tether, no curfew on that. Next court date, June 29th in front of Judge King. All right.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. All right. Bye-bye. Thank you. Bye.
Judge Jefferson's courtroom. How may I help you?
Hello, this is Magistrate Ramsey Heath. How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm great. I got a note about a case that we were arraigning today. This is a 1998 delivery manufacturer of marijuana case.
I'll let you speak to the judge.
Okay, thanks so much.
Okay, hold on one second.